Somebody pray for that young man because I truly feel like he is in the sunken place. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bella's Corner, where the truth is delivered with love. I appreciate all of you for being here. If you're new, welcome. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads or when I go live. And ladies, always remember to keep it classy and never trashy. I'm Femininity Coach Bella. Let's go ahead and get into it. So as you all see, I am in a new location. I am actually on my baby moon. Shout out to my husband. He's watching the kids because as you all know, if you're not new here, I am in generally my final stretch of pregnancy number 3. But I wanted to come to you guys to make another video to talk about Travis Hunter. Somebody pray for that man. Somebody pray for that young man because I truly feel like he is in the sunken place.
Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
So it's clear that Travis is happy, and I am happy that he's happy. You can see it all over his face and in his demeanor that this young man is truly in love. And there's, of course, nothing wrong with that. To be young and to be in love, it's just you feel like you're on a cloud. But the thing is, personally, I do not see that his lady has the same love and gooey feelings within her as he does. And a part of the reason that I think that is because she's much more experienced in relationship and in dating than Travis is. You know, she's got a sleeve tattoo, and you know, people say, oh, don't judge a book by its cover, but just hear me out, okay? She's got a sleeve tattoo. I think she's got a couple more tattoos, including on her thigh. And in a video that I'm going to pull up, she even mentions that considering she's Hispanic, she has tequila running in her veins.
And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila like in my veins.
And Travis is not nearly as experienced generally in life as she is. For one, she's older. They started talking when she was in college and he was in high school because he slid in her DMs, mind you.
I left him in my DMs for like 2 months.
And so I think based on what she said in a video that we're going to pull up, she found herself within multiple controlling relationships. And so when she finally got with Travis, she really liked him because she felt like he wasn't trying to control her and that he just pretty much loved her the way she is. Now back to Travis being inexperienced. You can tell by the way he treats her and the things that he says that again, he's truly just in love and inexperienced, and he has not put his foot down in terms of establishing the fact that he is the leader within the relationship. And that is clear. If he established that he's a leader and he requires respect from her as the man and as the masculine within the relationship, she wouldn't have behaved the way she did after his last game with repelling him when he was coming in from a kiss after a huge win.
Lynn, you the best man in football, girl. Get him
I'm
some
so done
cheese.
with all this.
What did I do?
I saw you talking to those bees over there.
Why would you do that?
I was interacting with the fans.
See, here's my thing with that. When it comes to being young and in love, again, there is nothing wrong with that. But particularly in Travis's case, it's dangerous for him to be engaged and about to marry her so quickly.
You know, she gonna be my wife at the time. She gonna have to tell me it's enough. You know, somebody's gonna have to hold me back because I love the game so much. I put so much into it. I'm definitely not gonna know when it's enough.
Beyonce, y'all get married in 2025?
Yep, next year.
Rookie year.
Yep.
And you gonna get married. And you gonna have some babies.
Yep.
Yeah. I could give you a blueprint on how to make babies.
All right, now I don't need you.
Although he's rich, especially for a 21-year-old, he still has not had the life experience, particularly within the NFL, quite yet. And I just think it's much, much too soon for him to be getting married. And I know he's not going to listen to anybody clearly up to this point. And there's nothing wrong with, choosing your love over what other people say. But there is a delineation between just being in love and wanting to do what you want to do, ignoring the outside noise, and ignoring wisdom. Like, I understand no one wants the world and the internet within their business, but again, what about the part that's wisdom? And I think he's in the sunken place in the sense of it's like he's bewitched by her. He's bewitched by her quote beauty. He's bewitched by how spicy she may be, by possibly her ethnicity. He's bewitched by that kitty cat because she's probably his first. I'm just saying.
Why would you say that?
But I'm going to remind you all what she said about him when he first slid into her DMs.
I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DM.
No, she said you weren't her type, as in she didn't like what she saw. She said what she said, and she meant what she said, okay?
For like 2 months. And then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to be nothing. I just wanted to just be friends. Like, we could be friends. And then after I finally answered him on Instagram, then we texted for like a long time. Like another 2 months. And then he was friend zoned because I didn't like. He was like, "Am I friend zoned?" I was like, "Yes." I was not into him. And then finally, I had to go to a friend's birthday dinner, and I didn't want to go by myself, so he was like, "Oh, I'll go with you." And then he went with me, and then we was in love.
Yeah, we was in love ever since then. Like, we hung out the next weekend.
Yeah.
No, that was during the.
You can just tell he hasn't fully grown into himself as a man. He still seems quite immature. He still is wearing some of that adolescence on him for some reason. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe because I'm almost 30. It just seems like he's still very, very immature and naive. And just again, y'all, as I said in my first video about Travis, the fact that she left him in her DMs for 2 months because he wasn't her type is the issue. The first red flag. And she literally admitted that online. That's very embarrassing. Gentlemen, never, ever get with a woman who wasn't into you from the start. Now, I get it. Some people say, "Oh, he had to grow on me." But it's just something different about what she's saying here. It doesn't settle right in my spirit. The reason that she said she left him in her DMs for 2 months was not because, she just didn't want to seem too eager or thirsty, but it's because she didn't like him. It was because she wasn't interested in him. She was dealing with whomever she was dealing with at the time, and he did not fit her typical type of man. Now, shout out to her for deciding to get with a man who's a good man, who will take care of her and who cares for her. But at the same time, I can tell that she's carried her very toxic nature into a relationship that's supposed to be healthy. She's not ready to be a wife, especially not an NFL wife. But I'm going to show you further as to why I say that.
The first thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. So like I said, I met him in college. He was in high school, and I obviously I was in the middle of outgrowing partying, but I still partied a lot. And I don't know if y'all know this, but he doesn't drink at all. Even though he's legal to drink, he doesn't drink. And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink. And I used to party and stuff. And he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside partying, and then take us home.
Absolutely not. One can say, "Oh my goodness, he was being a gentleman. He met her when she was being a wild girl. When she was drinking, smoking, partying." He got with an experienced woman and loved everything that she came with, to the point where he would sit outside for 2 hours while she was inside getting drunk, doing only the Lord knows what. And she said she liked him because he didn't try to change her compared to her previous relationships. Here's the thing, ladies. When a good masculine man who is a leader and who is confident within himself and who has standards and expectations of himself and within his life to include his woman, it's going to require you to adjust. It's going to require you to level up within your conduct in the world. And that includes coming out of any toxic or unhealthy habits and actions that you were used to doing within your life. And right here, Travis essentially met her where she was and, quote, allowed her to party and continue to drink because he didn't want her to feel controlled. But the thing is, as a man, as a masculine man, must in place some rules or expectations on his lady to see if she's ready or willing to submit to your order, to your structure, to your lifestyle. If you're living a clean lifestyle, you're not drinking, you're not doing all of that, then she certainly needs to dial that down. I'm not saying she has to, again, completely change, like, oh, if she likes a glass of wine or whatever, that, of course, that's fine. But drinking and partying, absolutely not. He was simping out for her.
He never tried to be like, oh, just because I drink, you can't drink, or you can't hang out with your friends, or you can't, be young. He never ever tried to change me. He let me do me. And also, that was a time where a lot, and he doesn't like mess with that at all. But he never told me like, oh, you can't do that. Like, just don't do it around me. Even though like I cut it off cold turkey when I met him because like I knew he didn't like it. But he would tell me like, if you don't want to, like you don't have to. Like I'm not gonna try to change you. So he never tried to change who I was, which like I appreciated because I
just letting her be wild and free.
I've dated people in the past that did try to change me, whether it's my personality or things I did, or like, oh, you can't go out with your friends, you have to stay here with me. But yeah, that was a huge like indicator of like why I really, really liked him, because he never tried to change me.
The interesting thing about that is she liked how he didn't try to change her or didn't try to control her, but here she goes controlling the ins and outs of their relationship with rules.
What's the rules we have in a relationship?
Rule number one, always talk in private if we have a problem with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's not your only rule. No, that's not our only rule. Second rule is we don't hug people of the opposite gender.
And we don't greet people with the opposite gender. Say, for instance, a waiter that's a female. Liana talks to her. But if it's a dude, if it's a male that's a waiter,
he talks to him.
Rule number 3, no B word.
Well, don't call each other out our name, period.
Yeah.
The fourth rule is we don't be alone with nobody of the opposite gender. Like, I learned this from my pastor a long time ago. My pastor was married, and he always said, even if he had like a girl, stop making that face. If he like would have a female in the church, or didn't like, or anything, like needed a prayer or something, he'd pray with the door. He'd pray with the door open, or like he doesn't subject himself to being alone with a female. So we don't subject ourselves to being alone with anybody of the opposite sex.
That is 100% controlling, and it screams insecurity. This man is about to go to the NFL. He's more than likely going to be a top 5 draft pick. He's going to be famous. Women will flock. People will flock. Even if it isn't to the point where they're trying to get with him, but it's just completely unhealthy to in place rules that are so strenuous on this man, again, who's about to be famous, more famous than he was before. If you have to be that insecure about your man, that means there's some things that you need to check within yourself and within your heart, ladies. Not trying to control his every move like he's Pinocchio. You're trying to have a tight leash on this man. It's unhealthy. Now, of course, it's good to come to mutual respect in terms of how the two of you interact with the opposite gender, in terms of having friends of the opposite gender. And again, conduct out in public. Talking about how he can't talk to a waitress. He can't be in a room with a woman alone. What if he's being interviewed and it's purely business? Are you going to be with him at every waking moment within his career? It's unrealistic, immature, and insecure. And this is a problem. The way he grins when he's talking about her, you can tell that he sees nothing wrong with it. And it's really saddening. That's why I said he's in the sunken place. In this case, he doesn't even realize how unhealthy this is, how controlling she is.
The thing that really stood out with Travis was actually one time we were laying in bed. We woke up. This was only like maybe 2 months, 3 months into our relationship. We were laying in bed. He had a dream. He woke up the next morning, handed me his phone. He was like, can you please go on my Instagram and unfollow every girl but you and his cousins and mom? And that like shocked me because I never had a significant other who like didn't care to follow other girls or even friends or something. And he just didn't want to. He was like, I don't want to look at no girls but you, which obviously I respected. So that was kind of like, I don't know, like a huge green flag to me. And it was like, okay, you're serious about a relationship instead of like, oh, I'm just here for the moment, or while I'm with you, I'm gonna look at other girls. And some people think like social media is like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's just Instagram. But like, to me, I don't think it is like that, because I know how girls are, and you know, girls like, oh my god, he liked my picture or this, and while having a girlfriend and now fiance, it's a really bad look. So having that happen so early on, like, I never had to deal with that like I had to in past relationships. And I know people may be like, oh, like that's insecure on your part, but I feel like everybody has insecurities, and that was always one of mine. But with Travis, I never had to have that insecurity because he shut it down so early.
You know, honestly, all of this sounds really cute, but really juvenile. I get that he's trying to demonstrate his loyalty and his discipline and showing that, hey, I'm going to be a good husband to you. I'm going to be a loyal husband to you. I don't want to look at nobody else but you. That's great. But what have you done for him? Have these actions in terms of demonstrating your loyalty and respect for him and your relationship, have you reciprocated? Because you're still tooting up your booty online. You're still showing your thigh-high tattoo. He's expressed that he's not a fan of you wearing short skirts and showing your behind online, even if it is the side of your thigh leading up to your butt. And you laugh it off.
We rate this 10.
That's a 10?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
I mean the skirt, of course, but I don't like you wearing that little hootie tootie with your booty tootie out. I'm just being honest.
She doesn't respect him like he respects her. He admires her, but she doesn't admire him, because she would speak more about the changes that she's done within her life in order to show that she's going to be a good wife to him. Her eyes don't glisten like his eyes glisten. She doesn't speak as highly as Travis speaks about her. She knows that he's a good man. She knows that he's loyal, but she just likes the control that she has over him. She likes how he's so into her and will do any and everything for her. She has him wrapped around her finger, and this shows it.
You know, bad part about being famous.
Well, you gotta knock off the scratchiness though.
He don't know what no scratching is. Hey, don't get that check. Don't get my dog in trouble. My man felt like he looked like he was in trouble after the last game. Don't get my dog in trouble now. Trust me, nobody got to worry about that. Everybody know in the world I love my girl, so they ain't got to worry about that, boy.
Sometimes you got quick feet, but sometimes they got quick feet too.
Nah, they ain't got quicker feet than me. And they definitely ain't got quicker feet than her. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah. I love my woman. When I take a picture with a girl, I make sure my hand is in the front. You can see both of my hands. You know, I'm not that close to you. Hey, it's a routine, and I make sure I only take pictures with females when she around.
That's cool, bro.
He's clearly very respectful, very loyal, and in love. But I just think it is too soon for him to get married. I think he's so gone over this girl that he can't even think straight. And that's not good. But it shows that he's still a boy when it comes to this thing in particular. He's still a child in his mind. And I say that in the most respectful way. And so he's got this woman who he's in love with, who he's going to make his wife. If this goes south, it's going to completely blindside him, because he's not even going to be able to see or detect where the red flags are, or where the problems are as they arise within the relationship, because he's just going to be so gone and so in love with her that he's not going to realize when her body language changes, when she stops doing the small things for him to show that she, quote, cares for him and loves him. Where's his father? Has his father spoken to him about this? What about his mother? Has his mother expressed her concerns? Maybe, maybe not. But as I said in my last video about this, I truly hope for the best. I really, really hope we're all wrong about the red flags and that they're going to have a happy life together. I think he needs to get a prenup, an airtight prenup. He needs to learn from his coach's experience, Deion Sanders, with his ex-wife. I think that he needs to hold off with putting any babies in her for at least 3-4 years after he signs his contract. I don't think they need to have babies right away, but he's so eager and so giddy. And I just really hope that this woman is not his downfall. I really do. Pray for Travis, y'all. Lord, I pray that the scales fall off of his eyes when it comes to seeing the red flags. And I hope that Leanna heals from her life experiences. But that's all I got. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. If you like the content you see, then please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads or when I go live. And if you know of any women who you think would benefit from this discussion, then please share. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye.